Hello, I'm Tyler and welcome back to the Professor Podcast. In today's episode, I'm joined with very famous Arbroath legend, Mr. George Ferrie. So hello.
Hi there.
So first of all, could you tell me how you got into your very active career?
As a kid, I was always playing football, played not too bad at football, then I thought, one of my friends joined the boxing when I was 11, so I thought, I'll try that too. I tried it, liked it, stuck at it all these years now. Since I was 11 I've been doing boxing, I carried it, so stuck at it as a kid, I was stuck to it. I've never looked back.
Yeah?
Never looked back at all. It's just been a very entertaining life. Very enjoyable. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I read on an article about you quite recently that you went to Arbroath High School. Could you tell me what that was like?
It's that long ago, I can't remember. Yeah, I went to Arbroath High School. I was at St Thomas School to start with.
Yeah.
And from there I went on to high school, and at high school I just liked playing football,
Yeah.
just always doing the boxing, and I just kept training and sticking at school, but I was never the brightest. People got full year levels back then, they did O levels. No, they're called O levels anymore, they're called something else now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got full levels back then, and then when I was at high school I just left to be an engineer in Halliburton's all the years ago. But I say school was for me, it was just training for football, and I was just trained basically, have a laugh, and did try a wee bit sometimes. Got a belt a few times, used to be a belt, the belt's all gone now. Used to be a belt quite a bit. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? So enjoy yourself at school, did as much support as I could. When I was in fourth year I realised I was getting a job. So I sort of didn't really care much because I knew I was going to work in Halliburton's. Because being for an interview before I left school for the exams, I was told I was going to work in Halliburton's back then. That's when it was at Dens Road, years and years ago. So I went to worked as an engineer. I left school knowing I was going to be an engineer before the exams, so I didn't really care. I still went for levels. So I was mentored team at Arbroath High School. Some good teachers. I actually went on a brilliant holiday with Arbroath High School. Up to, I think it was Cullen. It wasn't Cullen, so it was I was up with Cullen, I was up at was it Cullen? That's what it was, Cullen. A fantastic lovely school up in Cullen. School tours up there. I was a member of the science teacher, Mr. Ganson was a great guy. He took us up to Cullen with a few other teachers, water skiing and everything. It was great fun. So it was one good thing from the school.
Isn't that where the film Local Hero was made? Cullen?
I also wouldn't know it. I wouldn't know.
I think it was in that area. Yeah.
Been a few films. I've never been. I was never before that time. No.
So what was it like when you were working being an engineer?
Like everything else, horrible. I was still boxing, see, so when I was 17, I was going to turn professional boxer. I was at the karate, I was at the boxing, so I was enjoying myself, having good laughs then, but then I was going to turn professional at 17. My dad told me that back then, don't do it because stay working as an engineer. When you finish your time, then you can do it. But he says, if you go professional boxing out and you don't make it, you'll then fall back onto. So he used to advise me to stay on until I was 20 to finish my apprenticeship. Then turn pro. When I was 20, I was having too much fun, so never bothered. So just kept an engineer till I was 27. Went to Commonwealth Games, and after that I just started doing security, which is more beneficial than anything else. So it was good, so that was basically it.
You briefly mentioned the Commonwealth Games. How did you get involved with the Scottish national team?
Believe it or not, I became the best in Scotland. So because I was Scottish champion, it was the year I won the Scottish title, was the year Commonwealth Games were on. So because I was Scottish champion, I automatically had to go, So it was interesting, it was very good fun, but it was quite hard as well training for that. But because I won the Scottish, I got to go to Commonwealth Games, because the Scottish champions all went, So I was just fortunate I got there. Fortunately I won it that year and got to Commonwealth Games, never looked back. It was interesting fun.
What was the atmosphere like there? I think it was Edinburgh. Yeah.
Oh, it was absolutely magnificent. It was fantastic. Walking around that stadium, your kilt on there, your stuff on, at the start of the games, just photos, introducing everybody. It was just absolutely fantastic. It was a memory you never forget. Walking around that stadium, your kilt, so proud to be Scottish. It was just fantastic fun. It was a memory I'll never forget. Well, the box was okay too, but I say that show, just the atmosphere, and just walking around that stadium was just absolutely magnificent. It was good fun. So that was what I always remember at Commonwealth Games. Was that, apart from it was in Edinburgh, so it wasn't so bad. It was good. Well, that's a bit bad. It was in Edinburgh. Nothing to go abroad. It was good.
What was it like travelling though?
I tell loads of places I've travelled everywhere, I've won 3 places in the world. Boxing Canada, Holland, Sweden, Norway, Wales, even Ireland a few times, North and South. Everything else would be, I can't remember, there'd be a few places in the world boxing, so I didn't mind travelling. Didn't mind travelling at all. But sometimes it wasn't worth it, Sometimes it was good fun, sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes about with a sore face. Actually, I'll tell you a story. One time I boxed in Ireland, Southern Ireland, and I was boxing there. And I had 3 fights 1 week, and every day we trained after a fight. I thought, this is mother. So I was sitting in the diving test the day I came back. So I came off the airplane, jumped my car back to Arbroath. I had 2 black eyes, because I'd been training too much in a week, and I'd been 3 fights. And then I sat in the test when I came back. I thought, I was like, oh God, I don't know here, so I wasn't really interested. I sat and passed. Then the something was like, you passed? Well, yeah, I passed, okay. 2 black eyes, I wasn't scared. It was fun though.
Yeah.
It was like this reminds you too.
I also know that you do other sports, so could you tell me a bit about that, maybe like kickboxing?
I was doing karate for a living. I started boxing, also started karate. But the karate was great for all of it, but the problem is, I always found the way you use your hands, boxing hand, I thought was really beneficial. And because kickboxing, you only a kickboxing now, they never see me stand their hands down, they always have their hands up and boxing still. So I just kept the karate going. But I went down to Manchester for 6 months and spent 6 months doing master Toddy doing Thai boxing. So as well as doing Thai boxing, I also went, remember the kidos, with the kidos and that both, remember that years ago, kido, just for one was there both, went to that for there too, to like judo. So between judo, karate, Thai boxing, and I must have spent about £1,000 on books, learning different things from books. So, but a book was good, I'd use it, wasn't any good, I'd discard it. So I just spent a life going around some martial arts. So I loved it so much. And he was Bruce Lee at the time, he was brilliant, and he was those kind of things he did. I actually trained one of his original students was Daniel Santo and Larry Hartzell. I trained them through in the Couse Academy in Glasgow. They were fantastic, different things. Top class, it was fantastic. I trained way too clear. I kept everything going together, just made it more martial art. Then I realised what worked, what didn't work. Then there should be street boxing, the street boxing club. It's not for kids, no rules. I'm busy enough, really busy enough actually, but it's just no rules type thing. There's no rules at all. So that's what I do these days. Teach people how to look after themselves. It's good for two. I get a laugh from me. So I went to one, so it's nice when people have a chat with them, have a bit of fun with them, conversation, and they learn and move on. So it's good fun. That's what I did, boxing, kickboxing, yeah. So the martial arts is 11 years old, so I can sort of use it a wee bit now.
Yeah. I would imagine you would try and attempt to get your kids into sports from a young age, yeah?
Well, as well as being a martial arts, I was also a runner.
Yeah.
So I'm in between every boxing season. Some days in during the boxing season we go running. So we started off at Tayside Electric, which was in Carnoustie. Then from there, the coincidentally closed down. So we went to the Trolls Athletic Club and I stayed there for a lot of years. And I took my kids there to give them a break. I always like folk to do things, so they were doing athletics. So they were doing it, I started doing it again as well. So I was racing all the veteran races, this race, that is. I just enjoyed it, it was great fun. So I raced my kids. Sometimes I beat them, sometimes I never, but it was just keep yourself fit, I love keeping fit. So I say racing my kids, they don't race anymore now actually. But it was good for them racing them at the time. It was good upbringing for them to race me, you know. So I beat them. So sometimes they did, sometimes they never. That was it. So the athletics, and I competed. It was a Petroflat league for the clubs in Arbroath before, for Montrose, Dundee, Hawke Harriers, Perth. Other clubs competed every Sunday, or most Sundays, once a month on a Sunday. So I competed that 2 years for the kids. It was great fun, you know.
Where was that?
All over Scotland. I'm sorry, Scotland. All the way from Perth up to Aberdeen. It was like every Sunday. I was saying, so it was 3 4 weeks. It was called the Petroflat. I don't know if it's still going, but it was like the Aberdeen City, up the new place up there, Aberdeen Village, down at Perth, when the schools down at Perth, all the running tracks. And there was competitions every month, I think it was. I was up to a few years ago, like 5 6 years ago, stopped that. But still compete, hurdles, 400 metres, 100 metres, 200 metres, steeplechase. So that was just fantastic, and shot put and that kind of stuff. It was a great laugh, you know.
Yeah.
Myself fit and enjoying myself with my kids. Then they say they moved on. I was starting the gym, you know, in there, I just kept on going and going, so I had to stop, you know.
Yeah.
I'm too busy to do it, so that was it.
I also read that you did a bit of acting as well. Could you tell me
I
about
still
that?
do that, yeah. Still do them. There's two things we go on. One's a film called Tetris. I know what's the one called.
Oh yeah, didn't they film that in Aberdeen?
Yeah, some of that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's one called Policewoman, what's her name? I actually acted with a girl. I acted with her, and I was sat next to her in Outlander in the theatre.
Oh.
She was a star in this one, it came up, it's a TV police thing, it's really come up, wasn't it, recently? But I stopped that for a while too, because I was always been busy in there. But I did Outlander and Sunshine and Leith and River City for ages, and did loads of things. It was good laugh, good fun. Just an extra, it's a bit of fun too, you know.
Yeah.
Keeps you busy too, so it's good fun. So I did acting as well. So I'm a acclaimed actor. We're going for an Oscar next week. Yeah. That was good fun. That was good fun too. That's it.
I know that you have your own podcast, so what inspired you to start that?
Fun. That's something different.
Yeah.
You enjoy yourself doing it. Enjoy yourself doing it. I thought, you know, I was training for it. I thought, it's time to make a podcast. I'm going to test myself.
Yeah.
I thought I can raise money. I just raise money for charity. So I was going to do podcasting. Hopefully I would get 1,000 subscribers and so many hours, and then start using this as an advert. Money would come in and just give it to charity. But as it happened, you know, I got 1,000 subscribers. But I put a few podcasts up. I put a few up now.
Yeah.
I'm mainly boxing ones and self-defence, street boxing ones, and a couple of people. And then a few lined up to people who, you know what, I thought, I'm 1,000 subscribers. I said, thousands of folk watch them, but not enough folk to subscribe, so there it goes. But podcast was fun too. Actually, I do things all the time, keep me busy, you know. I see me do this bike run for charity, hopefully, and then make some money from that. But it's just keep yourself occupied. I don't feel like I keep myself occupied every day.
Yeah.
It's about biking this morning. I mean biking over the hills at Letham Grange, up the hills at Post Hard biking, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what we do when I do the Great Glen Way. I'll be up and down hills, so just practicing for it. Keeps you busy, you know. So that's basically my life and that, and podcasting and keep myself busy. I find it's good fun. Hopefully it encourages kids to do the same, you know. So that's what happens. See what happens to that, eh? That's the postman just screamed. That's it. That's it. Keep yourself fit and active.
Yeah. You said before that you were going to do the Great Glen Way. Could you say?
I'm doing that in July.
Yeah.
I'm doing that in July actually. It's like it's 75 miles. It's hills and you go on the canal.
Fort William to Inverness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I was studying all yesterday. I was going to bike. I'm still going to do it. Bike from Fort William to Inverness. Jump in the train, come back from the car. I've discovered it takes 12 hours to come back from your car.
Yeah.
I thought, because there's no train line between Inverness and Fort William, so you've actually got to come down to Perth, up to Glasgow, up again.
All around, yeah.
So it's like 12 hours through 70 miles. I thought, so other plans I was going to get a lift to the train to Fort William, bike up and get a train back. I was just going to take my car, park my car, bike up, come back for the car and just drive home. And then I thought, nah, this train there, jump my bike, train back. We've got a lot of travelling, so then you travel to the place and start off. Hope to do it in a day, that's what I was going to try and do just a day. It's quite hilly, I know I can't say actually, I've been studying about it. Some parts are flat, some parts are hilly, but I know actually had the hilly parts, so I'm practicing quite a bit the road just now for them. But it means I have to travel it in the day, bike for a whole day, so maybe about God knows what time I'd finish at, then get a train back the same day.
Yeah.
But I might just have to take my tent and park when I finish it. We finish up at Bog Park, next to the only Caledonian Canal.
Next to the Botanic Gardens in Inverness.
Yeah, and the big centre, the big sports centre.
Yeah,
and the swimming baths, that's where you finish, just up for the day you finish.
Yeah.
So there's a wee pad, there's a wee camp there, come back the next day. Yeah, it's quite, this is quite nice, but it's a lot. So I'll see what happens when I travel. I say, I plan is jump the train back. I can't do any more. The bike back maybe, that's 150 miles. Up and down hills, no way. So that's my plan anyway.
I would imagine it'd be quite flat next to the canal.
The canal will be flat, yes. I believe that the start's quite flat, the middle's quite hilly, and the end's quite flat.
Yeah.
Well, there's canals there, the only canals on the canal for start.
Yeah.
I lived in the nest, so Loch Ness, so we'll see what goes anyway.
Yeah.
I'm definitely doing it. I'm trained to that not to do it. So I'll just see what happens down the train. Can't believe it takes 12 hours to travel 75 miles. That's horrendous, isn't it?
Yeah, because you need to go all the way around. Yeah.
There's a train line. There's train lines every place.
And it's almost completely flat between Inverness and Fort William. Like it's a complete valley, so it would be really easy to build a railway line.
Yeah, well, there's a few hills there, mind you. I believe there's a few hills.
Yeah, but
It's like they go round them saying, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that, what's the Glen Ferrie, was that not going that way someplace?
Yeah, I think that goes up to Kyle of Lachlash.
Is it?
Yeah.
So how far is that from Fort William then? It must be 10 miles.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anyway. I'll just have to get them back somehow. I'll walk back my bike. No, man, I'll find somebody to get back. I'll just get the train back from the nest. Just see how it goes anyway.
Will this be the furthest journey you've done on your
No,
bike?
no.
Or? No?
No. Just enjoy myself. During the lockdown, I bike for miles every day. I never exactly listened to the lockdown, just kept on going. Then went down past the Andrews and back for a day. Just enjoy myself, just bike all the time. Me and my pals did 100 mile for kidney. Was it for kidney? It was for kidney, and me and Paul David Conn did 100 mile. So I did it a few times now.
Where was that one from?
Both India. We did that the same day, up and down the same day, never stopped, did 100 mile. And we raised money for, it was kidney things.
Oh, that's great,
I was kidney problems, so there was money for me, Colin David did. Colin Grant and Dave Finch, so we did that. David's son wasn't too well with that. It's great now. So we did that 100 mile in a day just to raise money for them.
Yeah.
And I did it so good. So let's keep going again. Got to keep fit, never get old. It's better. That's the first I've been there, 100 mile a day, That was the first I mean. But man's 75 mile, no problem. They went to St Andrews and back, and they went to St Andrews and back was 75 mil. That was exactly 75 mil, going Tapo along and back and Tapo. That's what that they know. As they saw the cars, I was tired. So I'll make it any time, I'll do it. I'll do it, no problem. Nope. In a day.
Overall, what would you say is your favourite story from your career?
I beat the New York Gold Glove champion, not in the third round. I fought world number 5 and beat him. I fought there were some good people at the time. I won the Scottish must have been the best one, no? But I beat a lot of good people. But the world number 5 is a good one too. I beat him, he was quite a good one, he was good. So I've had a few good memories. Sometimes I fought rubbish. Depends what's happening. Sometimes they're the greatest in the world. But sometimes I was quite good and sometimes just the way it goes. Some days you feel great, some days you don't. So that was it. Some days it wasn't too bad. I could feel, was in a good mood, I could hit quite good, So I did beat a couple of good people in the world. A few people in the world, good few people in the world actually. Apart from that, I'd say probably New York Gold Glove champions probably one of the best. Well, world number 5 was better actually, he was really good too. But I beat him actually, so it was good. So I fought a good few people. So as an actual memory, maybe when the Scottish was the best. The Commonwealth Games actually was good too. Spain's the Commonwealth Games. They come around everything up, actually walking around the arena. That was just beautiful. That was fantastic. Never that. So between the boxing, between the couple of fights and that was the best highlight, it was a highlight of the career. And standing at that medal table at the Commonwealth Games getting a medal that was good as well. Standing, getting a medal, that was actually not too bad at all.
Is it the Meadowbank Stadium?
Meadowbank, it's not used anymore, it's closed down.
I think Edinburgh City's, they're like redeveloping it for Edinburgh City.
I've never been near it for a long time. Well, Edinburgh up, I thought, last I heard, they're knocking it down, that's why I knew they were knocking the place down. They're rebuilding it.
Yeah, I think so,
That's good, isn't it? Too good a stadium to waste. I've got good memories for me anyway. Good memories for me, so I say, hope they rebuild it good. Plus a race down there as well, actually, as well as getting a medal from the Commonwealth, there's actually a race down there, 200 metres, and I won. That was amazing, eh? That was a great race. I was down in the competition down there. So actually running 200 metres quite fast, and then for me it was really fast. And I actually won it going down, Medal Stadium was fantastic going down. And just the atmosphere was great, That was another memory too, Those good memories actually. So that was when I was running during the break. So I was the horses as well, good memories with horses too, So been a bit of fun. Always kept busy between show jumping and running and boxing and kickboxing and having a laugh, It's life, good. Can't complain at all. I dare not complain about that. That's the memories anyway. Memories you can keep. So that's how I've got. That's it. Good memories.
I also know that this is one of the books that you've wrote. Can you tell me, when did you actually first start to write it?
A few years ago.
I
started writing a few years ago. I thought, because I've had that interest in life, I wanted to write a story about my life, because everyone was like, a lot of write books. I thought, if I write a book, I'll raise money for charity. Every penny from this book's went to charity. If I don't pay for this book, every single penny has went to charity.
That's great.
And it's so many loads of copies, I mean loads, says thousands for different charities, you know. Most of it goes to Chaz, though, has been to Chaz, but it's been all over the place too. And I say, it's been a book about my life history, my life story, not my life history, my life story.
Yeah.
How folk it's not, we say, it's not a really, it's an over 18, it's been for over 18, it's not for under 18, it's over 60 then, but it's not the most, it's not a sort of fairy tale story, it's about fairy tales, it's about different things, so there's a lot of good stuff in it, but it's a lot of bad stuff in it too, that's why it's a charity, but it's good stuff in it and not so good stuff in it. It's like, you took Goose Green, you couldn't take it to Malacca, that was way back in the days, remember the Marines used to fight all the time, so that's that kind of thing, and you took Big Stein up, you took Goose Green, you take it to Malacca, so there's lots of good stuff in it, a lot of funny stuff in it, a little bit of acting's in it, there's stuff like acting in it, and hill walking in it, and other stuff in it, all, but it's, I just love true story, and I was born, what happened, what I was doing, no, it was good fun, as I say, it's all finished now, it's finished. Actually, the book only finished a couple of years ago, only finished right a couple of years ago because they said, yeah, it was 2 years ago, finished it 3 years ago, right? Can't be bits to it, so yeah, there's last week's story was a guy from Hardborough last week.
Where do you think it would be available for people who would want it?
Well, what happened was, I used to set up down in Nick Whelan's office, you know, just doing it myself, so I did this. I set up from the gym, and I supposed to, it's actually around the world, this book's not around the world. I sell it around the world. A few folk get me, used to know me and that, and I've sent it to South Africa, I've sent it to America, Spain, where else have I been to? West Africa, and then it's been all over Britain, England, Wales, Ireland, so it's been good fun, you know. It goes around the place a wee bit, it's just a bit of fun to raise some money for people, you know. And I always remember what it used to be like. It was a really exciting place, it was really good fun. It was partying and more parties, so, and occasionally it was having a good laugh.
No, because I know a lot of Glaswegians especially have loads of memories of coming up here as well. So
yeah, well, they come enjoy themselves, you know, they come party. I see we've met a lot of people in this book, there's a lot of people, a lot of dafties too, mind you, but a lot of nice people, a lot of dafties, trust me, a lot of daft girls in it too. It's crazy books. No, this is we get a wee laugh. The good memories, it's always there. I say, but I'll be honest with you, I think that's better than half the books I've read because this is all just excitement from start to finish. It's just fun that I used to like. So the book from start to finish is exciting. There's not much boxing in it. There's no boxing. Kickboxing, there's just all not much about kickboxing, boxing. It's all very little book. There's a couple of pages of it. But that's all just having fun, you know. Having good fun. That's the picture there's a bouncer. There was a bouncer years ago. That's not still bounced that long ago, that's just fell out bouncing stopped. Well, that was Malacca. No, that was Delaney's back then, that's Delaney's that picture from, so a lot of years ago, bit of fun. Good fun. That's it. It's all gone, so too bad. But if anybody wants the book, I can get it for myself, I can get it from the gym. Those are copies of my gym in there, and that's every penny goes to charity. So that's the fun, though.
Great. Well, thank you for joining me, Mr. Ferrie.
No problem at all. Let's see what we'll do. There'll be trophies up there. Look at myself, like, there's a belt and that, so that's 1994 for that. Bloody hell. 86, man. Really fighting, bloody hell. So that's a story anyway. I say, hope you do well this time. No problem at all.
And thank you for watching today's episode of the Professor Podcast, and I hope you join in next time. Bye.